My hair system has lost its color. Hi, I'm Steve Luttrell, your hair loss consultant, and welcome to my channel, The Real Deal, where I talk about your hair loss, why you've lost your hair, and is there anything you can do to get it back. Today we're going to talk about my hair system has lost its color. When I bought it 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, it was beautiful. It was a nice brown, medium blonde. And now I went on vacation, or I went to the pool, I went to the beach, or it's just 2 months, 3 months, 6 months later. And now my hair system has lost all of its color. Now what do I do? To be honest with you, there's not a lot you can do. As I've discussed in other videos, that this hair is really kind of very processed and very beat up when you receive it. So, and one of the biggest things is they've removed the cuticle, which the cuticle is what, when we do hair color or perms, the developer that we're using opens up the cuticle, allows the hair color or the chemical to penetrate the hair shaft, and then when we rinse it out, we put a conditioner on and the cuticle lays back down and holds in that hair color or that chemical process perm, what we've done before. The problem with this hair is it doesn't have that cuticle anymore. So when you go to rinse the hair color or whatever it may be out, the cuticle's not laying back down, it's wide open. So the hair is rinsing or the hair color is rinsing right back out of the hair. Now, temporarily you might get a quick fix and it might freshen up the color a little bit. But what I found over the years is I really don't even mess with hair color that much as far as reapplying it or try to freshen up a hair system. The best thing to do is you have to look at the client's lifestyle or your lifestyle and determine whether or not you're going to need more hair systems versus somebody that doesn't go to the beach ever. So everybody's individual when it comes to this and how long the hair color is going to last in the hair system before it starts fading off. I don't recommend clients do this on their own for two reasons. One is that it's not that easy to apply hair color to your hair system and get it evenly distributed throughout the whole thing. If you do it yourself and you try to evenly distribute it, get it throughout the whole system, then you're probably going to risk getting hair color on the base, whether it be a thin skin poly base or a lace base. Now, with a lace base, the base itself is not that stainable, but most lace systems have bleached knots to give it a more realistic look. Well, the hair itself is stainable. Even though the base is not, the lace material is not so stainable. Swiss lace, a little more stainable. French lace, not so stainable. It's more of a monofilament. But the bleached knots that you've lightened are now going to be darkened by the hair color that you've applied to the hair shaft. And if you're not careful and you get it on those bleached knots, your knots are no longer bleached. Now, they're not going to be dark chocolate brown maybe. They're going to lighten back up again because the hair is very processed, but you're not going to get that bleached knot look again. You're now going to have little dots where that was before. Now, as far as a skin poly base, 0.03, 0.05, whatever poly base you might be using, or even if you're a woman, you're using a silk-based type product, or even men that have been sold a silk-based type product, the color is going to stain the base, definitely. So if you're a blonde and you have a brown spot, it'll look like you maybe have a birthmark on your scalp, or if you get the whole thing done. Now, if you use like a shimmering lights type product to get the red out of your hair, the problem with shimmering lights and these type of products that get the red out, they're violet based, and they're made mostly for women. So when you put this on the hair and you put this on the base, the violet is going to penetrate the base and the PU, which violet is purple. So just a warning, if you go to a nightclub and they have black lights, or basically any type of different lighting today, fluorescent, LED, they're all going to reflect differently upon you and the color that it reflects. Your scalp is going to glow violet if you get a shimmering lights or a violet red out type shampoo on the base. Now, as far as the other colors, browns and all these wonderful things, and just for men and all these things, yeah, you're going to color it. You're going to get the color in, it's going to do well, and hopefully it doesn't go too dark, because once it goes too dark, then you're never going to get it out the way you wanted to get it out, and then you're going to shampoo it over and over and over, and then probably it's going to get too much, and then you're back and now you've screwed yourself and your hair system is all screwed up. So I'm warning you from the very beginning, I personally don't recommend that clients, DIYers, spend too much time trying to color the hair system. You can use Rue hair colors, which is a rinse that they use on women. It's less evasive, but again, be careful with the colors. You might want to do a little area just to make sure that it's not going to turn it into some funky color, because once it's a funky color, corrective color in hair salons, corrective colorists are hard to find. Very few people really know how to back color a system or hair and correct hair. It's a science in its own. It's just not applying something to it, because you're not applying to white. You're applying to a brown or a blonde or a red. So you're not going to apply beige to brown and get the same color you do when you apply beige to yellow. They're going to come out with two different colors. So you really have to know the science of color when you're doing it. It's just not as simple as I'm going to buy brown and put it on my hair. I'm going to put blonde, put it on my hair. It just is not that simple. So my suggestion is, if you are going to a professional, use a professional to do that. Now, I'm not going to guarantee that all professionals know how to do hair color. Again, there's probably in the licensed world of hairdressers and barbers, I would say probably 20% are excellent colorists. The other 80%, fair, or not good at all. A lot of people just can't do color. It just doesn't, they might be colorblind, they just don't understand the math of how to do color, but at the end of the day, I basically suggest that you use a professional, or be extremely careful when coloring that hair, because the last thing you want to do is walk around with black hair. You don't want to be that guy with that jet black hair. You just draw more attention to yourself. Whether they think you're wearing a hair system or just have bad hair, it doesn't really matter, because you're doing this to look good. You're doing this to attract people, not detract people or distract people. And go, what is on his head? What did he use? So my suggestion with hair color and hair fadage when it comes to hair systems is beware, be careful, and less is more when it comes to that kind of thing. And again, start looking to purchase a new hair system. These things are huge when it comes to that. Now, one thing real quickly before we finish here, you hear a lot of times that, oh, well, you know what, wear a baseball cap or wear a hat when you go outside on the beach and you go. Do not wear a hat. Because it's not the sun that's lightening the hair. The sun tans your skin, but it doesn't lighten your hair. It's the heat that lightens the hair. When we highlight hair, bleach hair out, We use heat. We use the heat lamps. We use a hot dryer that you set underneath. That this pulls the color out. The heat pulls the color out of the hair, and now this allows us to color or decolorize the hair itself. So when you put a hat on, your body temperature underneath the hat is hotter than the exterior heat. So if it's 85 degrees outside and your body temperature is 96, well, in between the hat and your head, it's somewhere in the middle of that probably. It might even be more than 98.6, your body temperature. So don't wear a hat. That's a wives' tale. I will tell you that all day long. I live in Florida. I bought into that. I would wear the hat. I would go to the beach for the day, and my hair would be so blonde. If you go to the beach, my suggestion is take a conditioner, cream conditioner, put it in the hair, comb it through, kind of give yourself a wet look a little bit, but comb it through, and that conditioner will act as a barrier, kind of a sunscreen, if you will, on the hair. Now, you can use conditioners that do have sunscreen. There are available sunscreen conditioners that you can put in your hair. I suggest something like that, but I do not suggest using a hat. Okay, guys? All right, guys, so that's our video for today. If you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'm Steve Luttrell, your hair loss consultant, and this has been The Real Deal. Have a great hair day, guys.